everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Backstage Showcase. I'm your host, Andrew Bermudez, and today we're going to be looking at another piece of one of our films, and we're going to really analyze it and look at how it was made, or in the case of today's subject, how it evolved over the years, as well as how it was developed. Today we're going to be looking at something that is totally a fan favorite, and I'm totally not being sarcastic right now, the lectures by Dr. Kilroy. So essentially, for the Dr. Kilroy lectures, what you're basically going to be hearing about today is how something that was originally intended to be educational basically turned into the butt of a joke and something that we're going to be building upon in future films. But where exactly did this idea come from? Like I mentioned, this was educational, but why exactly did we decide to put these lectures in? So essentially, where the idea for these Dr. Kilroy lectures came from was more or less the research that we were doing for Johnny Thunder and the Secret of Marco Polo. You see, when we were doing research on the different regions that they would be visiting, so looking at the cultures of China, India, and Nepal, and also looking at their environments and things like that, basically, we found out a lot of information that people wouldn't really know otherwise, and we really wanted to share that in the film, but we didn't really know how to. And then we came up with the idea of the Dr. Kilroy lectures, because his character is that he's very knowledgeable on almost any subject. So basically we thought, if anyone's going to deliver this information, it's going to be him, because he already knows it as a character. So when we were writing the script for Secret of Marco Polo, we stuck in these lectures where we would temporarily pause the movie, if you will, and have Dr. Kilroy say a few things about where they were at. The results were a bit of a mixed bag. At some points in the movie, the lectures fit in pretty well with what was going on, and at other times, it basically literally did just pause the movie for absolutely no reason than other to just regurgitate these facts. For the audience reception to these facts and lectures and things like that, it was kind of negative, because everyone felt that it literally was there just to stall the movie. However, by the time we got this reception in and were taking it into consideration, the second movie, Johnny Thunder and the Gift of the Nile, was already in production. So at that point, it was basically a done deal. So there, the Dr. Kilroy lectures went in pretty much unchanged by this reception. So that's why you still have lengthy lectures in there that are played completely straight. However, when it came time to write Johnny Thunder and the Wisdom of the Ancients, we had already taken this reception, so we still wanted to do our lectures, and in early drafts of the script, you do see them written in and played pretty much straight like they are in the first two films. However, we did then throw in jokes. We threw in jokes where Dr. Kilroy would start to lecture and then someone would cut him off, like in the plant monsters scene from that film. And there would be other points where Dr. Kilroy would be allowed to lecture, but there would be like a small quip beforehand about, did someone just ask Dr. Kilroy to expound upon something? I remember Lance mentioning that, at least the way it was written, having Lance mention that in the cable car in Mount Tampa for that part of the film. As for developing this trend in the future, it's still going to be played up more for laughs in the upcoming Johnny Thunder film, Johnny Thunder and the Wonders Beneath the Waves. But at the same time, we're also going to develop it more in that. Not only will it also be played up for laughs in the film, but we are actually going to be integrating them more naturally. At least that's the way I feel upon reading the script again recently. That the lectures are integrated more naturally, in that they feel more like a natural flow of what's going on, rather than just making the movie screech to a halt just to deliver these facts. As for how I personally feel about the Dr. Kilroy lectures, I'm actually kind of mixed about them. On one end of the spectrum, I like the idea of making the films educational on a certain level and not just make it mindless entertainment. So not only are you learning about these locations, but you're also seeing the locations and also seeing an adventure in that location. So it's kind of all mixed together and creates like a symbiotic relationship. On the other end of the spectrum, though, yeah, I will admit there are certain Dr. Kilroy lectures that literally are there just to stall the movie. Like I said, Wonders Beneath the Waves is going to fix that side of the issue. To be fair, though, I have kind of a certain sentimentality towards the Dr. Kilroy lectures, simply because, like what I mentioned, it does create that educational element to the films, and that you are learning a little bit about this location while you watch the adventure unfold. And that concludes today's episode of Backstage Showcase. It was a little shorter than usual. Typically they run a little longer than this, these episodes that is, but I want to thank you for watching once again. So, now before you go, I just want to remind you that if you want to watch other episodes of Backstage Showcase or watch our films, just go over to our channel. Our channel, which is Mustache Maniacs Film Co. And don't forget to like this video and click that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to check out the rest of our network, which can be accessed via the Mustache Maniacs Film Co. website at mustachemaniacsfilmco.webs.com, where you can not only access all of our films and comics and more, but you can also go check out our wiki, the art portfolio blog, the Vimeo channel, the Google Plus page, and so much more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next episode.